So today we're going to play two games that I've created for ear training. One is higher and lower, and one is fill in the blank. If you think you're tone deaf, just tell me which note is higher in pitch and which note is lower in pitch. Note 1, note 2. Clearly the second one was higher in pitch. So you're not tone deaf, you're tone unrefined. And today with these lessons, we're going to refine it. Now, we've done a couple ear training exercises in the past, so I'll put together an ear training playlist specifically for you ukulele players in the description. My email's down there if you want some one-on-one lessons, as well as how to sign up for Patreon. Links up here in the notes for Patreon as well. You can get printable tabs for this lesson, all our lessons. So go ahead and grab your ukulele, brain, attention span, and ear. Follow me on in, and let's level up. Today, we're going to focus on how to hear melody, okay? So the first game we're going to play is called higher or lower. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the screen completely white, and I'm going to play two notes 4 times in a row. Something like. And right after I finish that, the screen will be white. It's going to say pause. Hit pause, and then try to guess which one was lower. 1 or 2, 1 being the first example, 2 being the second example. Okay. So for that example, I played 1 and 2. And the answer would be 2 is lower in pitch. Now, I'm going to start with easier examples, and they're going to get a little trickier and a little trickier. The larger the interval, for example, the whole octave, it's a little easier. The half steps are a little trickier, okay? So our first example, the screen is going to go white. I'm going to play you 2 notes. Note number 1. Note number 2. Okay, hit pause and guess which is higher. Okay, so if you guessed the first note was lower and the second note was higher, you did a great job. Congratulations. Our second example, white screen. I'm going to play example 1. Example 2. Which is higher and which is lower? Go ahead and hit pause. Okay, so if you said example 1 is higher and example 2 is lower, great job. This particular one is a E note and a C note, which is a major third interval. Number 3, go ahead and wipe the screen out. Note number 1. Note number 2. Okay, go ahead and hit pause and guess which is higher, which is lower. So if you said example number 1 is lower and example number 2 is higher, congratulations. That is an A note and a B note, or a second interval. The last one for this game is going to be, go ahead and the screen's white, example number 1. Example number 2. Go ahead and hit pause and guess. Number 1 was higher and number 2 was lower. Congratulations, you nailed it. This is just a half step from G sharp to G, or the flat second interval, or the JAWS interval. All right, go ahead and grab your ukulele for this one because you're going to play along and use your ukulele to help you. We're going to use 3 notes. Open C, the C note, second fret of the C string, the D note, and E note, 4th fret. 0, 2, 4, 4, 2, 0. C, D, E, E, D, C. Okay? Now, the way this works is this. I'm going to play one note that you know, the first note. And I'm going to play the first note of the next measure here. The three notes in between, you are going to have to eliminate, or you are going to have to deduce using your hearing. So an example might be this. You have these first two notes up there, and I will play with the screen completely white, 0, 2, 0, 2, 4. You have the first note, and you have the last note, so you need to eliminate and figure out the three notes in between. Now, that may seem tricky, but remember, you only have three notes. So try to use your higher and lower deduction to help you with this. And that example I did, I went, that's a higher, lower, higher, higher. So you can use the higher and lower to help you, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and wipe the screen out and play the first example. One more time. Okay, go ahead and hit pause and play a couple ideas to see if you can get that. All right, so now that you've already hit pause, figured it out, let's play it. It was 0, 0, 2, 4, 4. So the three missing notes were 0, 2, 4. 0, the note you have. Next one, 0, 2, 4, and then the last note you have, 4. Example number 2. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the screen out and play it. Remember, it's just those three middle notes that you need. You know the first one's 0 and the last one's 4. So here we go. One more time. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, so this one was 0, 4, 2, 0, 4. Now, if you're feeling totally overwhelmed, count your victories before this. If now it's getting hard for you, good job for making it this far. Good job for pushing yourself. The other thing that to keep in mind is this is something that you can recreate with friends. If you have an ukulele club or a musician that's a friend of yours, you can do these as warm-ups for each other, okay? So one of the things I'm going to do in the Patreon is I'm going to have some blank ukulele tabs for you so you can go ahead and write on them. That way you can write these down and practice them that way as well, okay? All right, example number 3. Here we go. Wipe the screen out and play it for you. It sounds like this. One more time. Bring that up, and we see here we have 0, 4, 4, 2, 4. All right, very, very good. Now, let's say you get all 3 notes, congratulations. So you get 2 out of 3. You should still be proud of yourself. If you didn't get them all, that's okay. You're getting there. If you got 1 out of 3, great job getting that 1. Okay, I know this is not easy for some of you. And if you got 0 right, that's fine. You're here making an effort. You are trying. You can do this. Just keep at it. It will get better. Just like the first time you played a G chord or an E minor or an E major. Even though I guess a lot of us are still struggling with this chord. No fun. Okay, so our next one, now I'm going to teach you the whole major scale, but don't worry, I'm not going to do that same activity with 7 notes. I'll show you in a second. Major scale, C major, 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3. Okay? So what we're going to do here is similar to the last game. We're going to bring these up, and we have a 0 here and a 3 here. Now the first half of this, those 3 notes are only going to be 0 through 1. So that first section is going to be either a 0, 2, 0, or 1. So those 3 notes that are missing are going to come from those first 4 notes in the scale, 0, 2, 0, 1. So you're not using the whole scale and guessing. Those 3 notes there, okay, I'll even give you another hint. It's not going to be 0. It's going to be either 2, 0, or 1, and you're going to play at each note at least once. So you're going to have to find a spot for 2, find a spot for 0, and find a spot for 1. The second half, you know the 3, and then you have either O, 2, or 3. And again, we're going to use all 3 of those notes. You're just going to have to put them in order. Okay, one more time to explain that. The first section, those 3 missing notes are either going to be 2, your D note, 0, your E note, 1, your F note. You need to figure out the order. You know the 3, and the last 3 are either going to be 0, 2, or 3. Each note happens 1 time, and you need to figure out the order. So making the screen white, I'm going to play it for you 2 times. Here it goes. Example 1. I'm going to play it for you 3 times. Example 1. Example number 2. Go ahead and pause, try to figure it out. Okay, so now instead of revealing it right away, I'm going to reveal the 2nd and the 6th note. So if you nailed it already, this is great. If you're still working it out, that's okay. You have another chance. So we know now it's 0, 2, those 2 notes in the middle, and then 3, 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and fade to white and see what we can do. Example number 1. One more time. All right, hit pause, see if you can get it now. All right, coming back in. Now, I was going to reveal 1 extra note, but I guess it doesn't really matter because you have to play each note 1 time. So if I give you 1 more note, you're going to know it all. So, fill it in, drum roll, it is. Yeah. 0, 2, 1, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 2, 1, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, There it is. My voice is slowly but surely getting better, even though it needs a lot of work. Da, 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 da. Okay, and that was some more advanced listening ideas. 2 new games I came up with, higher or lower. That is great. If you really struggle with these ideas, start with higher or lower. Fill in the blanks. And for the fill in the blanks, you can use 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes. Ultimately, that's up to your friends and you and your level. Gear it towards something that's in the learning zone. You don't want it to be too easy in your comfort zone. You don't want it to be so hard in your panic zone that you feel defeated. You want it to be in your learning zone. And there you go, folks. You probably didn't know that you had that in you, but you do. So again, these are games that you can recreate in your local ukulele communities. If you belong to a ukulele group, get there 10 minutes early, stay 10 minutes late, find a partner and play these games, as well as major minor or major minor and dominant. I will continue to develop these games and show you how to play them and how to teach them as well. If you practice these 5 minutes a day, your ear is going to get exponentially better, making everything you do with music easier. So I'll catch you next Monday for guitar, ukulele Wednesday and Saturday. Take care. Think about becoming a Patreon, cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. And until next time, have a lovely day.